Whoop, 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 woo. See, Balinga. You are now tuning in to the End of the World, brought to you by Fanboy Modeling School.
We definitely talked about that.
Side effects may include brought to you by Fanboy Modeling School.
Modeling School. Hello and welcome to the Fanboy Modeling School Memorial Day Special. I am the Fat Mantis, now in HD, and I'm here with my man.
Your boy Steve, real name, no gimmicks, in HD for real.
We HD motherfuckers up in here, and we curse.
And we just lost our opportunity for AdSense because you are a loose lip motherfucker.
No, it's 6 minutes in. We're good, bro. Hey.
Oh shit! Fuck! Motherfucker.
We've got RM saying, red heart shape. Thank you so much. Rogue Radio says the fanboys working on Memorial Day. Bet.
Yes.
Shaolin says, yes, sir. Holler at your boy. We've got Dragon Lady up in here. Hello, Dragon Lady.
What up?
Thank you, the Fanboy Modeling School Nation, guys.
Squad.
We've got a lot going on, man. But if you are listening to this and you have not liked, shared, and subscribed yet, what the hell are you doing? And ring that notification bell so you can always know what kind of stupid antics the Fanboy Modeling School are up to.
Absolutely, man. Help us help you by helping us. Right? Am I right?
The math checks out. So how are you?
I'm doing good, man. You know how it is when you work for the man. Just got home from work, Memorial Day. You know how that goes.
The only thing I work for is the manosphere.
Oh shit! Red pill.
Red
pill. Man just said I ain't paying for shit on the date. Pinky's up.
What you do is you pretend you forgot your wallet. Always gets them.
Every time. Every time. Has not failed me yet.
So before we get into our main topics, do you have any honorable mentions?
Man, you know what? This is an honorable mention, man, but it's sad. It's so sad. People become black belts on the internet. Become black belts in your understanding, especially when you're dealing with influencers or media personnel. You know, it's just, you got to guard your wallet. Or as the Wu-Tang Clan says, protect your motherfucking neck, right? So DJ Envy of the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy, who's a staple in the culture of hip-hop, notice I didn't say black culture, but the culture of hip-hop, is caught up in some controversy, my friend. He is an entrepreneur outside of what he does on the Breakfast Club and obviously being a DJ. You know, he's gotten into the market of flipping houses, those type of things. And he has a seminar, blah, 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 yaggity, yaggity. And he has a
side hustle, a grift, if you will.
Yeah, and he's made quite a bit of money with some investments. You know, he's done some things, man. He's done some things. He has a partner.
Wait, real quick. Princess Vax says, I'm going to dine and ditch on Mantis.
Right? You and Bex are both standing up at the same time.
Like, I got to go to the bathroom.
No, I got to go to the bathroom. You're just two cycles.
We bump into each other in the alleyway after we both climbed out of the bathroom window.
And then realize you're meant for each other. DJ Envy, his partner Pena, is being accused of fiscal malfeasance and scamming people and stealing money up to millions of dollars from victims. And people are saying DJ Envy is liable because the only reason they would have gone to these seminars or even invested in these ventures by his partner, Envy, as of yet, has not been implicated in any of this stuff. But they're saying
I don't think he is liable. I don't think he is liable. So I'll give you an example. If I'm like, if me and you throw a party and I'm like, yo, actually, I'm going to reverse it. We're throwing a party. You go, yo, everybody come through. You get your crew or whatever. And I start going through people's wallets. Are you somehow responsible? Like, if you didn't know I was going to do that?
Well, that's an entirely different scenario because when you add something like being someone's business partner 50-50, sharing an LLC, yeah, you're liable.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, you're maybe liable in that sense, but I mean, like, in a street sense, he's not.
In the streets. Because we all know that the court of law always stops and asks itself the most important philosophical
If I
question.
was a judge, I would ask,
What are
what
the
are the rules of the
streets?
street set?
The rules of the road. But yeah, man, people are going crazy. You know, the expose videos are already coming out on YouTube exposing DJ Envy's partner, and people are calling for Envy at the very least to denounce what his partner did. Right? They feel as if though he should be front and center in the objection, saying, "Hey, this is wrong. What happened? I'm going to make sure anyone that was, wrongfully treated is going to be made whole fiscally." So it's an interesting conversation. Here we have the hip hop community now elevating itself to a higher standard of malfeasance versus, the Tory Lanez versus that nigga. What's that dude's name? What's that one guy's name that Tory Lanez shot in the foot? What's the dude's name that Tory Lanez shot in the foot? Big strapping man that twerks on the internet. Meg, the dude stallion. Yes, that's his name.
That's what you were going. DT Dubs says, "Let's see if you guys will get based on this episode or not." Yo, DT Dubs, I love you, bro, but you overuse the phrases red pill and based all the time. Everything's based. You were killing that word. The FBI thinks that word means become
like
a racist.
base of operations.
Yeah.
Don't worry, if the FBI is in charge of the investigations against the red pill, you guys are fine. Like, they fumbled the bag so many times. But your thoughts on this, my friend? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so for one, I think it's always stupid when anyone asks someone to denounce it. That shit does nothing. Somebody goes and shoots up a church, and they go to some guy and they're like, "Politician, are you going to denounce this?" And he's like, oh, right away. And then he goes up on the mic and he says, "I denounce this." It doesn't do anything. It's not going to bring the dead kids back. This dude denouncing shit is not going to bring money into their pockets. So what is the point?
I guess it's just a symbolic gesture. Like, hey, you're not with this dude. Hey, let me you want to take it to the streets. Let me give it to you this way. How many times have we been in a situation back in the day at the Haven when I've asked you if some motherfucker who's wilding out before I hit him, like, hey,
you know him?
Is this your man's?
Is this your boy?
And you guys would be like, I categorically denounce him.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know this motherfucker. You. I was like, 2 parties. It chilled within 2 parties. That's it. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I remember you used to ask me. You used to repeatedly ask me that about Will. You'd look at me like, "Are you sure he's one of your boys?"
bro. That I wish that man the best. Also, another bit of side news here. Your boy has made it around the sun for another year, turning 42 at 12 a.m. while on Fanboy Modeling School. The only way that I would celebrate my birthday is with this man right here, this beautiful light-skinned specimen, and all you fine folks.
You know, I hate it when you say your age. Because people know that we grew up together and that we're around the same age, and then you reveal my age, and I don't want anyone to know, because I have the gift of, like, looking young. Wait,
let me see if I got this straight. You are now conforming me to something that you hate yourself. What are you going to say next? That I'm dead naming you or some shit?
You are dead naming me. You're dead aging me, bitch. But yeah, your birthday is what, an hour and 15 minutes away.
Hour and 15 minutes away. Thank you, RM, for the love. Yes, happy birthday to me. And as I said to Mantis on this, I have a special segment now called I Want You to Know. This is off the top. This is dedicated to my ops, all my foes, and the people who've wished me ill in this life. I want you to know. I survived, motherfuckers. I made it. Not only did I make it, I thrived. While some of you are still suffering and crying in your meaningless lives, huddled around your whiskey bottles, in marriages that you hate, with children who are most certainly going to turn out to be a disappointment.
He's talking about real people here.
Made it.
Yeah, you did.
To all my ex-girlfriends, I made it.
You do know, I've said this to you, and not even in a joking fashion, there was a period of time that I thought you were dead.
Yes, I know. But even then, I was like, my return will be great because I made it.
And yeah, your return was great, and you did make it, and somehow you're living a better life than me. So
Well, now I know to lock my doors. Is that why you made me watch that weird ass episode of Black Mirror? Also, let's get into that really quick. Did I miss something? Was Black Mirror canceled? Is that shit not coming back?
No, they just took a hiatus for no. They've already done like a spoiler trailer for the next season. That guy just was like, "I'm not going to make them during the pandemic." Like he was like, he's probably a lefty. So,
like what he oh wait, no, you didn't mean that.
Because basically he took longer than anyone else. Meanwhile, we got like Tom Cruise, who's like forcing people back on set. He's like, "Got to work, motherfuckers!" It's not his whip. We're making movies. We're making movies. RM says he is most likely liable if he sold the courses using his name.
Wow. Yeah, so and that's the huge conversation. Would people have invested with this guy if DJ Envy didn't give him the huge stamp? Now, also, here's another honorable mention we didn't get into. I don't know how we didn't get into this shit last week or at any point. DJ Envy is going back and forth with everyone's favorite correctional officer, Ricky Roger. And they've been taking shots at each other. And I have to say, in the game of internet shots, Ricky Roger bent DJ Envy over and smacked that ass. He invited DJ Envy and all 7 of his sons. I don't know if he actually has 7 sons, but invited him over to this house. And he's like, I want you, DJ Envy, you're going to set up your DJ booth over here, and all your sons, all your boys can break dance for me over here. And then he pointed to one of his 3 pools on his massive acreage of a home in Florida. He was like, look, Envy, look at the pool. There's a slide. And it's a beautiful slide, Mantis. It's like a mountain type of design, and it was like sliding down. He was like, and for the first time ever, I'm gonna let your sons go up there and they're gonna slide down, DJ Envious. And for this one time in their life, I'll let them be at the top. They can be at the top. Oh, absolute insanity.
It's funny, but it's funny that RM saying giving a shout out to all your haters. That's what you were doing. Yeah. That reminds me of I know people tend to watch YouTube and then when they get bored, they like turn it off. If you finish a Young Rippa video, at the end, he has like a little video where he's like, I want to thank you no matter where you're watching. And he goes, I even have love for my haters.
Yeah, he's like, monetize your haters. Monetize your haters. Take their hatred and turn it into capital for yourself. Right. So on my 42nd birthday, I say this to all my ops and all my haters. Not people on the internet. I'm talking about the motherfuckers I had real beef with. Hold your asshole tight. I hope prison treats you better than life did when you were free. And the child is most certainly not mine, bitch. I got away with it. Fuck you, ho. Fuck you.
And he says, I'm going to get us canceled. That's what he's fucking saying. Oh my God. I see we're going to have a very good birthday. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
I want to give my honorable mention goes out to the big booty Latina AOC.
Yes.
Yes. To be honest, we all know she doesn't really have a big booty. That's a total exaggeration that Alex Stein made. She's got a small booty, actually.
She's a small booty.
But she had a town hall meeting in Queens. Nice. And it turned into a massive shouting where a bunch of people just started cursing her out. They were skipping, they skipped people on the mic and they were like, F you. And it became a whole fiasco.
Now, were these people actually that would be considered her constituents, or were these people who rated the situation?
I think like the first guy who did it, he was a Cuban guy, and we knew this because he had a Cuba shirt. But when he got to the mic, he pulled out an American flag, and it was like
he pulled the okey doke.
Yeah, he pulled the okey doke, and so I mean, he was definitely Latin, and basically what they are is. Obviously, not everybody in Queens is hyper liberal. Obviously,
no. But hashtag Shaolin Iceboxer says small booties matter. They do matter.
No, they do. They do. I wasn't trying to throw shade at AOC.
You're not small booty shaming.
No, I'm not. No, our policies I will shade, but not that small booty. So it became a whole ruckus. It became a whole thing. Basically, any type of discourse in America, political or not, has completely broken down. As you'll see in our stories, most of them are about the discourse breaking down and people losing their damn minds over shit.
Right. There's no such thing as social discourse anymore. It's amazing though, man, because so how does this work in regards to when she's up for re-election, right? Will this turn into her constituents? Because, that part of Queens does lean very liberal, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in fact, all of New York City, that is, and the boroughs lean liberal, except for places like Staten Island and certain areas in Long Island. But they have also those conservative spots have voted against their partisan belief structures when it best serves them. So we'll see what happens with AOC. Here's the thing I'm saying, man. Life after politics for AOC will be pretty fucking amazing as well. The podcast deal is inbound. Correspondence on the Today Show, right? She's definitely going to be doing segments about summer wear for your puppy, how to make sure your puppy is socially accepted.
She's gonna do the things Meghan Merkel wishes she could do.
Oh,
She's
Meghan
gonna be the
Markle.
successful Meghan Merkel, basically.
Oh, poor Meghan Markle. That poor woman.
That poor Canadian. And you know how I feel about them.
Right. I just want, before we get into like the main topics, man. RM, one of RM's not favorites, but a show that I know RM watches. What's the guy's name? Sam Sneeder's show. The young lady that's a correspondent on there. Have you ever really listened to the stuff that she says?
You're asking RM or me?
No, I'm asking you, bro. Have you listened to that? The Minority Report? Have you ever watched it?
No.
All right, so the young lady from the Minority Report, I forget her name, recently went on a tangent, and I was going to send it to you, but I did not want to ruin your breakfast, nor your lunch, or even potentially your dinner.
Well,
she was talking,
I can throw up now, so let's put it up.
Emma, what's her name? She recently went on a tangent in response to someone critiquing her argumentation in regards to trans women competing with, I guess, biological women. And she made a very bold statement, just saying that she does not care if this mildly inconveniences or ruins competition for biological women. That was the summation of her argument. She was like, the larger implication of excluding them from sports is more important. She does not care in the competitive sense if these
I could out argue this dumb bitch any like with my fucking tongue tied behind my back. Because here's the thing that people don't understand. In terms of sports by very definition has always discriminated against certain people in some way. And I'm not talking about race, religion, or creed, which, by the way, gender ideology does not fall under, so it's not constitutionally protected. Right. But the point is that basically you have to have requirements to be on teams. You have to have a certain level of strength or speed or ability. They are constantly arbitrarily kicking people off teams of sports on every level. So the idea that they're like, well, this is discrimination. No, it isn't. It's average everyday selection of a sports team.
Yeah, not everyone gets picked for the team, but I found her argument for her to be a feminist, right, to be so incredibly interesting, right? And then also we have to get into at some point tonight, I'm sure when we start ranting and raving, if we haven't already, we got to talk about the lesbian dating app, Her or whatever that shit.
Yeah, it's hers.
Man, saying they've had enough of the TERFs. They are now saying, right? Not us, not fanboy. Listen, you do what you do. Handle your scandal.
Yeah.
They're now saying that if you are a lesbian and you are not attracted to trans women, you are not welcome on the app. They've already banned some people. That's actually, oversimplification of their point, but they are now saying that, you cannot ask questions regarding that topic matter
or have preferences. And so what it is it's because women in it, there's no way, like if you go on OkCupid, there's a million boxes that you check that you could get any kink or whatever you describe yourself in any way. But that mechanic isn't on it. So women in their bios would be like, please, only biological women. And then I remember one woman said, like, one of the women they're making a big deal about, she said only biological women, and she said, and only biological women who are proud to be women, parentheses, no non-binaries.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so then that was considered hate speech according to the website or that.
Yeah, and they banned that account and a few other accounts. And I don't know if we have any lesbians in the chat right now, but that's a very interesting, robust conversation that I would love to have on Conversations That Matter. How and this, listen, you and I, well, me, you're 26, you were a wee thing when I was still running around doing real nigga shit.
Now we're definitely kicked off.
I would love to talk to a tried and hard 80s era, 90s era lesbian to see what they think about the entire
Oh
gender
yeah.
ideology in regards to this topic. So
Yeah.
a lot of interesting stuff going on, but we are primarily an entertainment show and we cover entertainment and we talk about things going on in the news and fandom, right?
So if anyone noticed the cover to this episode, T Mizzle, welcome in.
What up, Tim?
I have more of that on there, right? Because unfortunately, when we are content farming, aka looking for stories,
Right.
can't really avoid this particular topic. It's in everything. It's in sport. It's in
Right.
entertainment. It's almost like people are obsessed. There's some
Yeah.
YouTube channels I used to enjoy. Now every video is about it,
Right.
like gender ideology, and I'm just like, can you get back to bitching about Biden? 'Cause that's what he's-
D Love's in the building. What up, D?
What up, D? So I think that this might have, since we were just talking about this, we might as well move on to one of our big ones, the whole Target situation.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
This one sparks debate and people get wild and all this stuff. And I'm gonna do a little disclaimer. Fanboy Modeling School. We're very opinionated, and if you don't like it, you can suck it. You can suck a big fat one. There you go. But you're welcome to disagree with us in the chat and totally disagree. And so for those who don't know what's going on, Target has found itself in a boycott that I thought was just talk, but apparently is actually hitting them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that escalated quickly, right?
Yeah, no, it escalated quickly and it escalated to the point of the tune of billions of dollars. Apparently billions of dollars lost in revenue for Target behind this new ad campaign for transgender children. So I believe the actual garb that's in question, that's invoking the most ire, is the hiding of the point
The tuck bathing suit.
The tuck bathing suit.
Yes, which Alex Stein 99, our big booty Latina caller, he actually he did a YouTube video where he went to Target and he tried it on. And he was like modeling
the worst thing ever. I'm trying to find the actual TikTok video. You go ahead and entertain the folks and I'll get the entertainment.
But yeah, so they're doing that. And another thing that they have a problem with, and so here's what it is. At first, there was a belief that the tuck swimsuit was for children too. The thing is here's the shady part. They weren't for children. They just have small sizes, like, extra small sizes, and they're right by the children's section.
Right.
So that kind of set people off. But something that is in the children's section, which also kind of is like, what is the binding shirt?
Yeah, now break that down for me. What the freak is a binding shirt?
It's so for a girl who's starting to get curvy, it restricts the breasts and makes you flat chested. Like it really smushes them.
Interesting.
And so you're basically tying down your titties. And so the thing is that these were for kids.
Right.
And so what the fuck? That's my official statement.
Bro, this is such a wild time we live in, man. If you would have ever told me Bud Light would be in the situation that it's in right now, and if you would have told me that Target would be losing billions of dollars, and then if you would have told me that there's such a thing as woke, quote unquote, woke economics, where there's a way for companies to assess if they're woke enough and if they'll receive any of those Soros bucks, that's an oversimplification, but go look it up yourself.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
It's so strange. So let me just jump out the window. Haven't heard me say that in quite some time right now. This is not something that I want in the children's section of my Target, but it's not for the reasons that you believe, right? I want my children to grow up with rainbows. Hey, shout out to rainbows, right? I want my kids to see unicorns, Transformers, the real ones, on their t-shirts, Ninja Turtles, that type of shit, man. I want my kids to have
down with Earthspark, right?
Say again?
Down with Earthspark, because that's part of this conversation too. Transformers Earthspark, the new cartoon.
Yes.
Because they're trying to trans the kids too.
Bro, I want them to have a child's experience, and that has to do with heteronormal cis stuff or whatever, right? I don't want my kids exposed to even I guess, what is it? What do they call it? Cis sex. I don't my kid's not gonna get a shirt
This
with
this
Meg Thee Stallion on it. You know what I'm saying? That my kid's not gonna get a shirt with any
this is what I'm
crazy shit in
saying.
it.
When it was just heterosexual, like sexual stuff, we kept it array for kids. But why is it okay if it's LGBT? So it makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. We kind of want kids to eventually develop and understand who they are, and they're not going
Right.
to have that if they get the pressure from adults being like, "Yo," they're like, "Yo." One of the books that Target had to take off their things for kids was "I'm not a called for kids" was "I'm not a girl."
Yeah.
Like,
That's
what
crazy.
is that?
That's
What is
wild.
that?
That's wild. That's wild. And here's the crazy thing. I never thought in my 42 years of life, right? Coming from where I came from, that I would ever defend any stance where it's like, hey, don't do this. But until you have children, you realize how impressionable they are. The one thing you want to do, especially when they're babies, is you want to protect their innocence, man. And that means I want to protect my children's innocence against all nonsense. Obviously, I don't want my children to
Right.
grow up not understanding that there's things like sex and other stuff, but they just
They're
don't need to
kids.
be having this conversation right now, man. There's no need for a drag queen or a fucking stripper for that fact to show up at my kid's school to normalize anything.
Burlesque show, like a family-friendly burlesque show. We're just gonna have some transgender guys just strip in front of you. Like, well, what? Like, don't worry, it's all good. And then if someone objects, they're like, "You're closed-minded." It's like the episode of South Park with Michael Jackson.
Right,
Stop
right.
being ignorant. When he's caught sleeping in beds with kids, he calls
Bro,
them.
bro. Listen, I guarantee the internet would burn itself down, or maybe not. We could be that far gone. If your local stripper showed up to the library and did a show for the kids where she's just like, all right, this is how you throw it back to get an extra 20. Like, no one
Yeah,
wants that shit.
the hot librarian's doing crazy stuff on a pole, like a tractable pole that comes out of the stacks.
Yeah, nobody wants to normalize that shit. No one wants to normalize that shit. So
All right.
Target losing billions of dollars, right?
Yeah, RM says Mantis's girlfriend Chrissy Mayer incited the Target gender war.
Oh shit!
And so Chrissy Mayer, you guys all know her, or you probably know. She's a comedian. She's a stand-up comedian and YouTuber.
Right.
She does Simpcast, which is she invites different female creators on, and they just talk. They just what females think. They don't let loud dudes on it. It's cool. But anyway, she just did a tweet mocking Target for particularly the tuck stuff.
Right.
And it set all these people off. It was started a war. Like,
Well, wait. When you're ready, the latest video I sent you in your private in our private chat there on Discord. If you click on it, it should take you. Forget Hassan, right? Forget that part. But it's going to take you to a TikToker that's walking around Target, reacting to the new rollout and those things. And I just want to gauge the audience's thoughts, right?
damn
Would
it,
you be
reset.
okay?
Do you remember what the timestamp was?
No, don't worry. As soon as you click on it, it's going to take you to the appropriate stamp.
No, it went reset.
It reset.
It reset on me. It was on the timestamp and then it just went right back.
Oh my goodness! You fucking hold on for a second.
It's a chick's face, right?
Yes, a chick's face. It starts at 146.
Oh.
Hotep says, I still shop at Target. What they do? Hotep.
What up, Hotep?
Hotep, what didn't they do?
Right? How does someone named Hotep not have heard of what's happening? This is out in the streets, man.
Hotep, they dumbed out. They blacked out for real at Target. They were like, you know what? Hide that coin purse. We're gonna let you stick your little twig in something to keep it safe.
I cannot believe you just said that. The way you said that was bizarre.
It's that type of night, man. It's I'm gonna be 42. Not much left to live for at this point. Unfortunately, you do have to listen to you gotta listen to some Hassan Campbell right now, but go ahead.
Okay, let's see what's going on here.
Good. No problem. I know an attorney just like you.
Oh, this is the guy that was screaming at the baby. This guy's a psycho. Wait, let me just where you at?
Because I'm at 146.
She's so embarrassed.
Oh wait, what's the title of the thing?
The title of it is Target Boycott Real.
You know what it was?
Pride.
The reason why I
Here.
went back to its original is that it It jumped videos to the next video. Here we go.
Target right now, and there's a lot of controversy going on about all of
This has 33K likes, by the way.
the Pride stuff that's coming out with kids' clothes and things like that. So we're
Ben Shapiro used a clip from this saying that Target is doing like kid clothes, trans children clothes or whatever.
gonna go to the kids section, and we're actually going to see if they're putting.
Now,
weird,
pause real quick.
creepy,
Pause real
uncomfortable
quick.
stuff on
Typically,
children's clothes.
if you work in a retail store or you work in some type of clothing, electronic retail store, when a woman comes in with those type of bangs and she walks up to you, you're like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking problem.
Yes.
This is gonna be a fucking problem.
Oh my god! Even the way she talks, she had the cadence of her voice.
I just want you to
I
know
already
before we
find
start-
very annoying.
Before we start, I'm recording. I am a Google user. I am a registered Google user. I just want you to know that, and I'm recording. Go ahead.
Let's hear what this guy.
Clothing.
Wow. Wait, whoa. That's terrifying. Folks, that's terrifying. Dude, what are they putting on these children? What are they putting on these babies? I've never seen something so fearful. Trigger warning, everybody.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm not speaking about violence or horrible things. I'm just saying I would like to be alone in a room with Hassan.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
You know these pretty boys, those muscles are for show, not for play, man.
That's true. He is more burly than your typical liberal, but
He definitely works out like crazy because rich people can work out, but I'm still saying I bet you he does not know how to fight.
I'm thinking a good double leg. You'll probably get him down to the ground. You know, rear naked choke. You know, little extra leverage on it that time. You know what I'm saying? Squeeze the Starbucks right out of his porn stash.
A onesie with yellow frogs and is that what is that? Is that like a shark? That's the same. Wait, the shark with is that a tutu on the shark with it? What is that? That's really rabbits. Counterpoint, who cares / she's a weirdo. I know who cares / she's a weirdo is a pretty good way to advocate against.
He said he had a tantrum.
Endless hysterics demonstrated by the right wing, but you just also have to remember that this got 33,000 likes.
Target is
so
just,
obviously there's a lot of
Walmart
very
with a dress
outspoken weirdos in society. It's just that they are not nationally prominent. They're they do not make up a large enough constituency.
Okay, this is the child section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have glad you came out, and I'm so happy that you're queer in the kids section. Are you kidding me?
I mean, this is Karen Hood.
Pause it real
I'm
quick.
sorry, but
I know we're gonna get
pride
into some
and
religious talk later. So, all right, as much as I want this to be some made up internet shit, the gentleman that's the head of the the designs for this identifies as a Satanist. So
Yes.
I just want to throw that out
Yes,
there.
and he actually in his other store, I don't believe this shirt made it to Target. I think Target at least has the taste not to do it, but he has
Right.
one that says Satan respects pronouns.
Yes. This is a real thing. Bro, I had to read the article a few times and then fact check it. I'm like, wait, hold the fuck on for a second. This guy says that, of course, Satanists don't believe that Satan is real, but what Satan represents for us is, freedom, love. I'm just like,
Yo, so do you remember the movie? I know this is sounds super. Do you remember the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley?
yes.
And in the narration in the beginning, he says, no matter what you do, no matter what your behavior is, no one ever sees themselves as the villain in a story.
Right.
And that's the truth about Satanists. If you ask a Satanist, are you bad? They're going to say no. If you ask, the villains of World War II who executed a lot of people, if you ask them to, jump in a time machine, go back in time, they will tell you how they are the heroes of World War II.
Yeah, they would just, doing
And
stuff.
so it's ridiculous. Everybody's got this peace, love, and whatever crap. And it's all a lie. It's all a freaking lie.
It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Now, to be fair, again, this is a woman shopping in Target with those type of bangs, so I'd probably be like, bitch, pull yourself together.
Both can be true. She can be an obnoxious fucking Karen and also want to protect kids from groomers who
Very
are
true.
the Target company.
It's very true.
Welcome into the chat, Matt.
What up,
He says,
Matt?
hail to the chat. Lowe says a swift kick to the testicles will take care of that 260.
Pow!
RM says Satanists tend to be atheist edgelords. Yes, but also they idolize something that is I don't know, the devil. And this is my argument I had in the episode of Mothership that I had with Lainey. If you
Bro, it's amazing.
If you idolize the devil, whether you're literally worshiping him or not, you're on the wrong side. How is that not clear?
Well, it's because you don't understand. Traditionally, Satan was viewed as this libertarian character who liberated people from the bondage. I'm like, what?
He can liberate my ass.
I think he wants to.
What up, Matt Cat? So we were obviously talking about the Target stuff. All the things like we're watching a video, unfortunately a Hassan video.
Toddler don't belong in the same sentence.
Why not? You think like gay people don't have kids? Like, what is happening here? Why do conservatives look bi now? Dude, that's what I've been saying. I've been saying this for a while. Like, they literally even adopted the aesthetics of the SJWs, dude. Like, there are literally weird colored haired conservatives now. They wear like septum piercings. They wear gauges.
What the hell is this man talking about? I know everyone jokes around that, like, you know, blue haired folk are trying to trans your kid or whatever. That's a joke.
Right.
There are conservatives that look like all sorts of things. What is this idiot going on about?
I have no idea. But his arguments are always so entirely juvenile. Like,
I was thinking that childish. They're childish. They're super low level. They're super low thinking.
Bro, give me, I have a lot of critiques about Destiny, but the one thing I can say is that Destiny, for the most part, does his very best to be objective, right? He does the very best to be objective. And I think that a lot of that is based on the fact that Destiny thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, but he really is objective. Whereas wherever I click on a Hassan video, I'm literally like, what is happening right now? This is a spoon. This is a spoon person, right?
Yes.
He's like that one channel in Spoon where you go in and you're like, what are you talking about? Why are there 96 people in here?
That's so good. You know what it is? It's because he's good looking that he made it on YouTube, but he really belongs on Spoon. Like, all his arguments and stuff. Belong on Spoon. Mantis, I'm sorry. Matt Cat says, yeah, Mantis, you can't let the devil get a foothold. Absolutely. I'll never shop at Target again, he says. Rebeck says, wait, Satan freed the slaves? Liberated who? Yeah, apparently he did everything. He's a hero.
Exactly.
Matt says, Hassan Piker is a weird dude. Hotep says, Hassan and Vosh, two of the most annoying ends ever.
He said niggas.
and obviously we all know Steve on his endless mission to get us kicked off of YouTube. So you will have to watch these videos on Rumble. So yeah, you're all gonna have to make an account. I'm sorry. I love it when I annoy someone. I'm like, I need more followers on Rumble, and they're like, do I have to make an account? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, you do. Just support me, damn.
Yo, there's nothing funnier than like, I have to download another app. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't realize clicking install on your phone was such a tedious task.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, download Audioless for my morning show. For my morning show. I mean, I'm DJing pop music on Audioless.
Shout out to man to 6 a.m. doing the damn thing.
Yeah, at 6 a.m., yo.
So we don't really have to make our way through this because unfortunately there's more Hassan Campbell, whatever this fucking guy's name is, commentary than necessary. But people were outraged about this, right? So is there a room or is there reality where people could just potentially not want their kids to be exposed to anything that they have not given consent to as a parent? Does that reality exist? Do parents still have the right? So the obvious part of this argument that people usually drop back to, well, Steve, how would you feel if people said that during pre-civil rights era? And I'm like, well, wait, let's examine the claim. What was going on during Jim Crow? Right? Was it just that people were saying, hey, I'm here, I'm black, and I want to be me? No, or was there a chance that they were stringing motherfuckers up by their necks and hanging them by their toes?
Right. And this is the thing. This is what I cannot stand. How everyone constantly says, this is the new civil rights. This is the new civil rights. This is not the new civil rights. Gender identity expression is not the same thing as race. They try to equate them, and I hate using this phrase because it's such a it's a lib word but false equivalency. I would say that this is one of the few
Oh, that's my favorite. I use that all the time.
I hate it when you say that. You know why? Because I think people use it disingenuously a lot. But I would say that to say gender identity is the same thing as race is false equivalency, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's the weakest type of argumentation, man. Now, fact of the matter is, here's what's going on, Mantis, right? Conservatives or people, I wouldn't even qualify them as conservatives because how would I know that? But in the tune of billions, people have spoken with the one power they have, their dollars, and they have lost quite a bit of money, Target, just like Bud Light, Budweiser. They've lost a lot of bit of money. So why are people saying and not spending at Target and not supporting this ad campaign? And does that make every one of those people a hate monger?
Well, so check this out. First, I want to quickly address Arms. She said, "Excuse me, Hassan went to Rutgers." I know he is educated. I know he comes from a family of money and is educated. I'm saying his videos to appeal to the masses. He dumbs down his argument. He doesn't say intelligent arguments. He says childish ones. You see how that is? Like, like we all know that everyone's got a grift. You see it from all these YouTubers. They have to play a certain way. Like, for instance, I don't believe the quartering believes half the things that he says. He says it for clicks and for his views. I don't think Hassan is an idiot. I think he's dumbing down the argument. He's not intelligently analyzing anything in his videos.
So, again, man, if you were to take a Hassan video, right, and then take and juxtapose it against like a Destiny video, you would see two different types of arguments, two similar styles in regard to engaging a live chat and that type of debate. But I just believe that a lot of things that Hassan says, man, are just way off base. In fact, here's the interesting thing.
And I think he knows. I think it's a grift too, because I think some of the things he says, he doesn't even believe.
Oh, I disagree with you there. I don't believe it is a grift. I believe he genuinely believes the things that he's saying. But just because you genuinely believe something does not make you correct. Your passion in which you say things does not make you correct. And no matter what anyone tells you, you don't get to remix history and you don't get to remix science. So here's the thing about this whole fucking situation that bugs me out, man. What you're essentially saying in this argument is that if parents make a decision, right? If we boil this down to its fundamental core, if a parent makes a decision and says, I do not want my child exposed to this, then that parent is a hate monger. So who gets to decide what parents teach their children, right? And even if that takes us to places and arguments we don't want to have, right? We know that racists breed amongst themselves, right? They teach their kids hateful things. But is that in and itself a reason to take their children away?
Well, so this is part of something. You guys are going to call me a conspiracy theorist, but I absolutely do believe this. That I do believe that it's the left, and I'm not thinking that the masses of left. I'm saying the powers that be, the ones who control the Democrats. I think that one of their evil master plans is to eventually eliminate the nuclear family, and they want children to be held responsible by the state. The state is their mother and father.
Right.
You just created them. They can take your kids away at the drop of a hat. They tell you what they learn. You don't get to teach your kids shit. You don't get to hand down anything, any generational anything, family, whatever, identity, none of it. They belong to the state to be used like cattle. That's the way they are. The other day, Biden literally in a speech said, they're like, people are saying that's my child or that isn't my child. They're not your child. They're all of our child, the American children. It's coded speech, man.
So wait, are you telling me that the utopic society that they're trying to build is based in destroying the family system so they can like subvert and control people's thinking? Sounds way out, bro.
It's happening, bro. And this is part of it. And basically, they want to make it illegal for you. There's certain states who are trying to make it illegal for you to stand up for your kid and being like, I don't want it exposed. They'll be like, the parent is a bigot. We're gonna take the kid. Dragon Lady and Matt both point out that man is not good looking. Hassan Piker is not good looking. Matt reiterates.
No, he looks like a 70s B-cast porn star. RM throws out a very interesting topic. I'll read it right after Hotep's.
Hotep says, I hate it when they compare gay and black. So they've been trying to recruit the African American community very hard. Remember, after the Summer of Love, they added brown and black stripes to the LGBT flag, which makes literally no sense.
So I'm going to say the unspoken thing out loud here, and I can only speak for the African Americans or Black people, FBA, whatever the fuck you identify as. But I don't think a lot of people understand that at the core, I won't call Black people conservative, but they do not, right? I repeat, a great majority of Black people do not identify with this, right? They are not in line for this. In fact, most Black people lean towards the fact of like, I raise my kids the way I raised them, and I don't need you to tell me how to raise my children. And there could be some very, problematic scenarios that arise from that. But the situation with this whole conversation with transgenderism and the exposing it of children, you are essentially stripping parents of the choice to say what is correct based off their belief system. And when you live in a country that's supposed to be able, where you're supposed to be able to be a parent to your child, this becomes very problematic, man. And it's a scary time when you can be labeled a hate monger over something as simple as I don't agree. I don't agree.
I don't agree. And suddenly, my biggest point is, you know what? They can call me whatever they want, but they want to make it illegal too. They want to make it. They're like, he's a hate monger. He should have his kids taken away. He's a hate monger. He shouldn't be allowed to work. His livelihood should be taken from him. This is where it crosses the line of craziness. If they just want to name call me, whatever. I don't care.
So here's the interesting thing, though, man. You open yourself up for these type of attacks, though, because if you're not very careful about the groups you align yourself with, then you get pulled into this. And you might remember this episode on Dope Dynamics we did, man. We were talking about Black leaders, right? We were talking about BLM, and the argument was being made by certain people that BLM or Patrice, or as I like to call it, that broke bitch, Patrice, right? I don't know if you know.
No more. She ain't broke
no. No. You're not up to speed, huh?
What happened?
Yeah. Oh, Black Lives Matter not doing so good.
No, wait, hold on. I know Black Lives Matter is, but I bet you anything she squirreled away a lot of cash. There's no way.
I doubt that Patrice and her baby daddy knew how to squirrel anything away, especially when you bought like an $8 million property, right? That's not squirreling away.
I mean, that would be the smart move. If I was embezzling, I'm going to have a little nest egg.
Bro, that would be the worst thing to do if you're embezzling. Don't fucking buy property in your name.
Oh, yeah, no, that's idiotic. I'm saying is I would have a nest egg, like a hidden place for my cash.
Under your bed?
I'm not going to tell you where my gold is hidden.
But I was making the argument on Dope Dynamics, man, in regards to Black leadership, man, and BLM, and why it's central that Black people have a joint understanding on these issues. Fuck gatekeeping, right? I think gatekeeping is very important, but we gatekeep the wrong things. I think we have a joint understanding on certain things. And I got a lot of pushback that night. I don't know if you remember this, Mantis. People were just like, no. That's not the way it works. I'm like, no, it 100% is, because we align ourselves with groups, or we speak up in situations which we should not speak up in, and then we open ourselves up for other things. Now, let me ask you this question, Mantis. How many drag queens have shown up to the schools in the hood?
I assume not many.
I haven't seen it.
Well,
I haven't seen it. Have you seen them being invited to the schools in the hood?
No.
How many drag queens are showing up to Latino schools or Chicano X schools? Where is this phenomenon primarily taking place? Someone answer that for me. Answer it. Answer it.
Come on, guys. Come on. We all know it. Anyone? The answer is white school. And if you said white schools, you've earned yourself 15 points. Well, that's what it is. It's, and once again, I often use the term white liberal. It's because it's trying to be an ally of everyone and trying to kowtow to all these crazy groups is obviously not. I don't want to generalize all whites, but there's a type of person who is like that, right?
Listen, that's all I'm saying, man. In that regard, bro.
Matt got it right. He said
the whites. Wait, did you read RM's?
Yeah, we got to read this because I do want to think. So my son's aunt is a lesbian. Can she buy a T-shirt for her daughter that has an LGBT flag on it, or is that satanic? So I would say, and so here's a great one. My first criteria of everything is as long as she checks with the parents first, we're good. So if she has asked you, can I give your child this? That is fine. And it's ultimately none of my business at the end of the day if people want to do it.
Well, RM's questions in regards to her lesbian friend's own daughter, and can that woman buy her? I assume it's a woman, because lesbian can be anything now. I assume,
The lesbian is the one with the big cock in the middle.
Oh my god!
That's what hers is. That's what the app hers is saying, and they would be the experts, right, of lesbians. So there you go.
So I assume that the question is, can that person buy a shirt for their own child?
You can buy whatever you want for your own
kid. You can buy whatever you want. Now, if you're asking if it's satanic in regards to the way the Judeo-Christian practice goes, yes, they're going to say yes all day. They're going to say yes all day, and that's their belief structure. But on the flip side of that coin, many people in the LGBT community, if you bought their kid a church with a crucifix on it with pale Jesus hanging from it, they would have an issue with that. So is it any better for me to say your child has to wear this shirt, or is it any better for you to say that my child has to wear that shirt? So this is where we live. We live in a democratic society, right? And as much as my Christian ideals say that, Jesus to be exalted in every area of life, I understand and I cannot force your child to pray. Hell, they've removed prayer from schools. So why is it we're allowing another worldview to slip in?
Yeah, absolutely. In the curriculum, it's totally nuts. And here's one of the parts where I have to be unpopular because I have to be real. And so the question is directed to me. And I'm just going to say, I believe that teaching kids, exposing them early to sexual stuff is a sin. I think God looks down on it. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's healthy. I think it leads to all sorts of bad things. I'm not saying be like one of those strict families where you're like, we don't talk about sex ever. And the kid is like 20-year-old who doesn't know how to have sex. Like, that's weird. But I'm saying when they are small children, I feel there's no reason to expose them, regardless of gender or sexuality, to sex stuff.
Right.
Let the kid fucking play. Watch the old Disney movies. The ones without sex and gender identity? Those ones.
The old Disney movies without that little problematic black character that said salami, bologna. Oh wait, no, that was the WB. My bad. That's the WB. No wonder they kept Ezra Miller around.
Otep says the black community is socially conservative. It makes no sense for them to add those clothes. So actually, Hotep, this is part of the agenda. They want to recruit you, that badly, and so that's why they added the color. That's why they made all the liberal news channels during the Summer of Love. They made such a big deal. There was a black kid, dressed like Miles Morales, and instead of Black Lives Matter, his sign said, Black Trans Lives Matter. They took this picture and brought it all over the fucking place. And I'm like, Summer of Love is happening. People are rioting for black rights. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did the trans people just slide on in? They tried to get in that algorithm.
Well, again, to quote the great brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, don't worry, folks, that school is coming any day now. Any day now. Umar has been trying to deal with this for many, many, many a moon. And he has said many, many times that those agendas have nothing to do with black agendas. So I guess the thought problem comes, thus come follow. Are black trans issues black community issues?
So that's a tough question. So because it's kind of how do we factor in what is a community issue? So obviously trans phenomenon happens in all races, right? So I would argue that in a community, if it's affecting one, it does affect your community, and you need to address it or whatever. I would just say that the phenomenon, the rate that it happens, it is over educated and focused on and talked about. So if you have one in like 10,000 people who is trans, and they're like, well, it's all we're going to talk about it all week, it literally makes no sense.
So, okay. So the answer is no, right? And here's why the answer is no, and here's why that's not a hateful answer. Because trans people have a community in which they belong to. It is called the LGBTQ plus community. So how can there be an overlap without using a term like intersectionality, right? If you identify as trans, there is an inclusive community that you're already a part of. So how can those communities' issues be the same as our issues? Like, right, let me ask you a question. Are Orthodox Jewish people in their community, are their issues and their concerns Black people's issues and concerns? No, the answer is no. They have an entirely
there's definitely obviously overlap.
There's overlap, but fundamentally they have different wants than we have in most instances.
But you know what
right?
I just thought? You know why when you said that? One of the things, what would happen if I carried a sign that said, trans Jew lives matter? How would anyone feel about that?
That's very interesting that you bring
People
that
would
up.
not like that. People would flip out. It would somehow be wrong, right?
Right. Well,
So why is it all right to change that word to Black?
Well, I'll tell you this much, man. In regards to violence towards the LGBT community, I got a paradox for all you liberals. Did this event happen in Harlem, Israel, or Germany? A pride parade where a religious person stabbed multiple members of said community. Did it happen in Harlem? Did it happen in Germany? Or did it happen in Israel?
I'm assuming it happened in Israel.
Okay, so here's my point, man. And this is not hate, man. It's not shade, right? I believe that fundamentally for people in the LGBTQ plus community, their issues, some of their issues are very specific to their community, and that's okay, right? That does not make it a Black issue, and there's no hate in saying that because like in regards to ideology, there are things we're not going to align on. Many Black people are living in a way where it's father and mother nuclear family situation, so that's going to be different from what they're expressing over in that community. But we can't just lump everyone in for the sake of intersectionality because then no one's actually getting their needs met, right? And in fact, I don't know. I would find I really, really, really want someone Stonewall 80s era back when it was just the LGB community to chime in on us because there's some dissension in their ranks. In fact, if you give me a second,
there's a group called LGB.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If you give me a second, I'll look it up. Do you mind if you want me to pull it up, or you want to?
Yeah, please. Sean King is hustling for donations again. Says RM. That's hysterical. I don't know that word, Bex. Because
I'm sorry, I didn't see you there, Cal. Whatever your name is.
Who?
Welcome in. Don't worry, you're allowed to troll here. We'll never kick you out. It's hard when you suck down a lot of blue dye to form a fully formed thought, but you're welcome to Fanboy Modeling School. Continue to.
Hello, Kel. Welcome in. Hotep says, I said that on Spoon, and they told me it wasn't true, and they go to predominantly white communities.
What's happening? Did you freeze? Did I freeze?
No, I was looking at this comment. All the right wingers are racist, evil, satanic scumbags, says Kel.
Yeah.
The stars of the GOP elephant were turned upside down in 2000.
That is stupid.
The numerical value of Fox is 666. This is actually interesting.
Oh Lord, now you got
learn about gayism as they get older, says Dragon Lady. Let the kids be kids and enjoy life. Stop trying to shove it down their throats.
Hold on, you keep going, buddy. You keep going.
Ultimately, and so as you know, I have very libertarian like views, and I believe that like anyone should be able to choose their own fate and destiny. Absolutely, when they are an adult,
right?
But it is our job to rear children, and I think they are failing children if they are exposing them to sexual stuff. Like
100%, I agree with that. Let's move on. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. What's our next topic?
Our next topic is in entertainment. We're gonna lower the heat. We're gonna lower the heat, and we're gonna talk about John CAMPEA becoming a podcaster. And so that affects anyone who is a YouTuber, anyone who So John Campea, for all you guys know, is a Canadian idiot who I don't
He's an
respect very much.
OG. He's an OG in this shit. And the reason you hate on him is because he's never mirrored in any controversy, unless it's coming from a psychopath from over in her weird little world she lives in on the Upper East Side. John Campea used to be a part of Collider, and prior to Collider, he did an internet, I believe, roundtable show for AMC, right? The guy's been doing this shit in the industry, reviewing, commentating on all our favorite films and TV shows for quite some time. He is a nerd. Yes, he is 100% a nerd. He might not be a lot of fun if you invite him to a dinner party, but he might have a lot of great knowledge. Mantis hates him for no other reason than he dragged a certain YouTuber at some point.
No, that's not. That is not. Do you think that's the reason?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, because I hate him because he's a beta cuck.
wait. He's not out here espousing red pill beliefs and sharing his girlfriend. He's married. This guy stays at home. He owns a Tesla. He's never shared his wife with anyone.
YouTubers own Teslas. They're just bragging at this point. He just gives off such beta energy that I'm just like, I just can't. I just can't with that right now.
But continue. I'm sorry.
So yeah, no. So he has decided. He has made the announcement. So here's what it is. Actually, before that happened, he apparently went on a firing spree. Do you know anything about this?
No. Who did he fire?
He's fired multiple people off of his show, like editors, and apparently his assistant, who's on the show, the person who brings up the topics.
Oh no, not the little portly fellow.
Yeah, I think he did, and people were wondering what the future is. And then shortly after, he was like, "By the way, guys, I'm switching to podcast format."
Right. I heard the announcement for. I'm listening. I'm just going to his channel to see if I can dig anything up. Go for it.
So Matt says, "Yeah, I'm not a fan of Campea either. He can drag blonde. He can drag blonde all he wants. He's annoying. What's drag blonde?
No. Based.
Are you gonna get a video that we can play for the people?
I'm looking to see when the last time he had his whole panel on. Continue.
Yeah, so basically, he has decided to become a podcaster, and here's what I'm saying. This reflects an ongoing trend, which is happening, which is the slow death of YouTube. Yes, you think Mantis is a lunatic. I probably seem like a total psychopath for saying something like that. The truth is that YouTube continues to lower the dividends that they're giving people, right? The payout is less. So these bigger YouTubers aren't being, they're not being compensated for their hard work.
Right.
YouTubers who have been here 13, 15 years are being treated like punks.
So here's the thing, right? I agree with that 100%. It's 11:39. Just want to make sure I acknowledge the clock. Campea left Collider over creative differences, right? And he has his own studio. I believe it's in Santa Ana, near where he lives in Santa Ana, right? Or I believe he lives in Santa Ana, California. If not Santa Ana, it's Pasadena. And there's a lot of money that goes into hiring talent. He's obviously got himself, Rob, the other contributors, the editors. They put on a very well-oiled machine. It really is put together well. There were times when I was watching it where I was like, this doesn't even feel like a YouTube channel anymore. It feels like I'm actually watching.
Production value is high on his show. I'm not
very high, but the overhead is extremely expensive. And I speculate that Campea may have fallen prey to the same thing a lot of people on Spoon fell prey to, assuming that the false inflated numbers and retention that we experienced when everyone was locked in their house was going to be something that was sustainable. For God's sake, Disney Plus is losing subscribers. Netflix is losing subscribers. All those numbers that have been boasted by people being locked in their house. So I wonder how much of this has to do with the sustainability of keeping a live video production, basically a public access show that you're running yourself, going.
Yes, and so here's what it is. I do actually keep track of who has what going on in terms of the payouts and all these things. And so Campea bought a studio.
Yeah.
Clearly has more than one editor, right? And he has his staff who's on camera with him, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So
right?
he has his staff. Yeah, no, I'm all right. So he has his staff, and basically, I think that he just overpaid. Like, he has a studio. Why is he paying for a studio? Right? And so if you look at people like Heavy Spoilers, or if you look at the Quartering, they have themselves and an editor. Oh,
And that's it.
and a thumbnail person, a person to make
Right.
thumbnails. And that's pretty much it, right? And so they're keeping it tight. And I don't know why anyone would suddenly be like, you know what, I'm gonna rent a studio out.
I think because at a certain point, the demand requires like, hey, I can't have these people come on over to my house to record, right? I can't have them coming over to the garage. That's the thought. But in actuality, if Fight Juice ever blew up, right? The first natural thing would be, okay, Mantis, just come up here and we'll film up here.
Exactly. We film in one of our basements or something.
We'll film in the basement, and it's not a huge inconvenience to me and my family. You know, you'll sleep down here. When the show's over, I'll drop your ass off the next day, and that's it. We move on with our life.
Right.
I don't think I would actually. At one point, I really, really wanted to get a studio. I told you that my barber offered to allow me to use the space in his barbershop to do the podcast, and I was like, I gave it consideration, and I was like, well, I'd have to take my computer over there, leave it there essentially, because I'm not going to drag it back and forth, set everything up, invite guests to the space, right? And it's a lot of madness. So I'm like, no, I'll just stay right here.
Here's what like in my ultimate dream, if I was like making it as a content creator, I honestly literally I'm like, I would, instead of getting a 1-bedroom apartment, I'd get a 2-bedroom apartment and turn one of those bedrooms into my creative space. And that's pretty affordable. Why do you need to rent out an actual studio? I understand his production value looks good, but I bet you that is not why people go there. They go to him for his information and his nerd-like precision knowledge of movies and movie box office analysis, right?
So really quickly, I agree with that 100%. In regard to the podcast, he did make an announcement. He released the receipts as they were, showing that his podcast had debuted as number 7. Now, I just want you to think about all the podcasts that exist on Apple Podcasts alone. Right? Number 7 is a very good number.
Yeah, that
a
is
very good number. And we're talking about once you start gleaning away, amateurs like ourselves, and you start getting into the people who can afford to do this at a higher level, he's going to save a lot of money just doing an audio-only podcast, right? And if he's able to get revenue from that, I guess that's what you got to do, man. It sucks, though, because I feel like if YouTuber X is still going strong, but YouTuber X keeps her nut pretty small, doesn't she? I guess, she doesn't even use
I think she has like one editor and that's it, or something. She must have a thumbnail person. I'm sure she doesn't do those her own, but she also probably keeps it pretty tight. I know the Quartering keeps it pretty tight.
She keeps it pretty tight because she doesn't get laid.
But she doesn't keep it tight because, she's a train wreck in terms of a physical specimen. Matt says, sorry, I meant to say he can drag Blondie, aka YouTuber X. Okay, that's what he meant. Yeah, no, I dig that.
So Critical Grifter is changing their name between Melanie and Melania Gilhas.
Oh yeah, obviously they're jumping around accounts. I mean, that was obvious. They're one troll. I don't mind them. They're not very disruptive.
No, our numbers up.
Welcome. Thank you for your support. I even have love for my haters.
Bots are welcome. We see you as humans.
Yeah, just like the way corporations are humans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He says, yeah, he got rid of RMB, and that was just the last straw for me to listen to his nonsense. He is a beta. He is a serious beta. I think he's a Canadian. Am I right?
Yes, he's Canadian.
Oh, these Canadians never learn. RM says Vine died because they weren't paying their big creators. So they all went to YouTube. They learned nothing. Exactly. YouTube was made off of the blood of Vine.
Yeah, off the blood of the content creators that came over from Vine, man.
And you know what? Maybe Rumble was made from the blood of YouTube.
But here's the thing. YouTube starts to believe its own hype, man. They think that they are the reason people are showing up. Like, they think that people are showing up to YouTube for YouTube originals. Well, how well did those things do? like who the fuck watched any of that?
You're right. They believe their own hype. They really do think they're indestructible too.
Right, because I believe that at a certain point they hate content creators. I think that YouTube, the corporation, they have the same type of ire for content creators that, let's say, the WB has for the Snyderverse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like at a certain point, they're like, who do you think you are, person?
Well, they think they can ban and punish and abuse creators over nothing.
Right.
So I mean, and they don't realize that that's their lifeblood. Now it's true; they've got a lot of like people who are over 1 million, have been there for a long time, obviously. But if you keep alienating them, there's just going to be more waves of people headed into Rumble. Now, of course, we've got the Twitter. Twitter's disrupting the game right now.
Yeah, fucking up the game bad.
Damn, I kind of don't want. I know it seems like it might be fun to stream on there or do our videos there. I don't want Twitter to be that place. But it might end up being that place if it's really that popular, right?
Actually, I think it's quite fucking ingenious because YouTube didn't have a fucking candidate announce their presidency on their space, right? And even though you don't fucking agree with DeSantis, right? Elon played that shit fucking well, man. And there were lots of technical difficulties, I know, but Twitter Spaces, I have gone into 2 rooms and I regretted it both times. But to leverage that and then have an actual presidential campaign announcement on there, that was fucking ingenious, man. It really does solidify it as a place like, hey, this is where you can come without consequence to say you're deferring views. YouTube is a dead space, man, and I'm surprised Twitch is, you know, I don't see how that shit isn't dead already. I actually want to ask you a question, want to pose a question to you.
Wait, you think Twitch should be dead?
100%. I think Twitch should be dead for its inconsistency in regards to bans, man. How can you have a girl who gets boned on live air get a 7-day ban, and we still don't fucking know why Dr. Disrespect was permabanned? We have no fucking clue. The man's been permabanned.
No, you're
they
right.
fucking kicked Destiny off, right? For words. But here you had a whole chick get the black and yellow YouTube. Think about that, what I just said. Black and orange. What site has black and orange? Right?
Yes,
The black and orange YouTube happened to her. She got fucked on live air on Twitch, and she got 7 days. You got bitches in hot tubs exposing themselves, getting 2-day bans, and the motherfucker says he doesn't agree with some shit, and they're like, "You're done." Like, it's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. I do agree with you that all these things, and I think they're insane, and that in the future, when they lose those dividends, when they lose that cash, they will look back and say, damn, we shouldn't have been so harsh on those kids.
Right.
They're going somewhere. And I don't think it's going to be not a mass exodus, but it will be an exodus if they just keep banning people. Like, I think we talked about the Steven Crowder thing the other day. He got 5 strikes in a single day, and it was all over content he had already made.
Well deserved.
Like, they went over his things again, and they were like, get him.
Bro, I want to ask you a question, man. So podcasting is the thing that kicked all of this off, in my opinion, right? It was the catalyst. Is there a return to a natural equilibrium where people realize that, hey, man, the freedom that I'm looking for and complaining about and wishing for on YouTube exists in normal, traditional podcasting? Your thoughts?
I do think it. I think that is possible. I don't know of any podcast hosts who are harsh on freedom of speech or cracking down or destroying people. So there's that. The problem is with podcasts is they are not sexy, and so that is a problem. Even I'm like, people are like, "Yo, Mantis, you should turn your things into podcasts," and I'm like, that is so bland. I just lost my erection thinking about putting my podcast up, right? So podcasts are not very hip. They're not very cool. They're more intellectual, right, in terms of like the thing. Something like Rumble. Now that's sexy. I would bang Rumble all day.
Wow.
You guys all know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend like you haven't thought about it. Cat says, you're correct, Mantis. You don't need the best production in the world. People will go to the people that know what they're there for the information, not the production value. It's true. I put up like this sheet to like kind of look, so you don't see my bed and my dirty clothes or whatever. But at the end of the day, was like $30 or something. Like, You know, like I'm not gonna go rent some crazy thing out. Somebody in the chat is really obsessed with Jeffrey Epstein.
It's the bot account. It's the bot
Yeah.
account. So you know.
Blondie doesn't have an editor. She's commented on this before. She does her own thumbnails also. She keeps her out. Oh wow.
Yeah.
She really is a penny pincher.
But it doesn't surprise me, right? And even though I disagree with a lot of her takes, that is the smart thing to do. She controls all of it. She owns all of it, and I'm not even sure she has endorsements. I don't think I've ever heard.
No,
her.
she does not say this. This episode is brought to you by Blue Blocks.
By Blue
This episode is
Chew.
brought to you by Meta PC. Or my favorite. This episode is brought to you by Kirikomi knives. And they have the Japanese
NordVPN.
Oh, VPN, NordVPN is another one. Or of course, what is it? Raid Shadow Legends.
Ridge Wallet is another one. Keeps all that shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, Campy he's going full audio, man.
But he's leaving YouTube, and that's the more important thing.
Wait,
So
you have some type of announcement, like a video we can watch why he talks about this? That's what
he does have one, and it's kind of convoluted. I mean, we can watch it a little. He basically says he's gonna put up clips from the thing on the channel. So he's like, I'm still gonna put things on my YouTube channel, but they're gonna be clips. The main thing is
interesting.
Is gonna be on podcast form, but it looks like everyone's leaving, and he's actually a big dog to be leaving.
Wait. We got a disgruntled producer here saying why this is 4 weeks ago. Why I'm no longer a producer of the John Campea show.
Okay, we are going to put that on. We are going to give him some screen time. Send that bad boy to me.
Let's check it out. We love the bullshit over here. We love the drama. There you go. I sent it to you.
We are here for the drama. Wow, this is good. This guy looks like an upset, angry incel. I'm so into it.
Beck sent me a video about female incels. I forgot they existed. I forgot
femcells, femcells.
At one point, it was just one community. They were just people that involuntarily could not have sex, and then it became something else.
I love it that people call what's her face? People who haters of Pearly things call her a femme crypto cell.
Well, let's keep it real. Like, besides your perverted ass, Pearly doesn't really have any sex appeal. Like, no one's looking at her and going, "Well, damn, baby."
So let's be real. You wouldn't hit that.
What?
Are you allowed to? I mean, does your wife watch?
Does my wife the show?
Does your wife watch the show?
Would I have hit that prior to being married? How inebriated am I?
You would have. What are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Don't even front.
Mantis. I can tell you 100% I would choose my hand over a lot of these chicks.
Okay, right. Sure, guy. Sure. Let's watch the video. Let's watch the video.
John Campea show is going these days.
He did not look like a Rodriguez. I did not.
He did not. The copyright strike system is being abused like crazy on YouTube right now.
100%.
And it's not going to change. Yeah, that is the problem. It is really being super abused. I think Destiny had Nick Fuentes on, and Twitch does not want that heat.
They don't want that smoke.
Sorry, Stephen Mantis, but I have to go. Happy birthday, Steve. Good night, and God bless. God bless. Thank you, Dragon Lady. Only 5 minutes for the birthday boy. And we're going to sing him happy birthday here on this stream.
Not.
Oh, I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing like a motherfucker.
You can't sing it. It's a copyrighted song. Don't sing it.
No, I think the copyright went away.
No, it didn't.
Okay, I'm skipping ahead. The film critic of iCritic.net and former producer of the John Campea show. Now then, when I say former producer, just to be clear, I am not actually working directly on John's show. I was a
4K
producer on the YouTube membership page, which that's the most money you can give him every month. And I like the John CAMPEA show. It's basically been part of my daily rotation since before the pandemic. And I'm going to admit, during the pandemic, it really helped me pass the time. And the show had consistently gotten better and better as the years went on. And I decided, you know what? I really like this. This has given me a lot of value and entertainment. And so I figured I would become a producer on the show to help.
Wait. Is he just some donator? Does he donate to the show and he's calling himself a producer?
If he's just, if he's just some incel who was hanging out and John CAMPEA was like, I need to ask you to stop hanging around my studio, that's gonna be fucking hysterical.
Okay.
Right. But I have to say, like, he said entertainment value. I have to say John CAMPEA is knowledgeable, but one thing his show is not is entertaining.
Oh, he fired Rob. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There was a slew of firings.
Wait, let's watch that shit. Turn this version off. Let's watch the other one. Clearly, this guy's about to go into why he hates when his mom asks him to go get groceries.
You sent it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Why can't you just like instinctively go to the other one? Like, come on, bro.
Come on, dude, bro guy.
Okay, here we go. There he is, the Canadian fuck himself. Let's see what he has to say for himself. This man who's just firing everybody.
Anonymous writes, love today's show. Thank you so much, Anonymous. I have a question about something that I'm a little bit confused about. I think it's great that you're sponsoring the Robservations show now, but how can you afford to sponsor him if you don't have the money to keep him on? All love, just curious how that works.
Oh.
Thanks a lot for asking that. It is crazy to me because this really is a very simple concept, but there has been a lot of misunderstanding about it. I've been getting some messages from people quite like that one. Let me explain it one more time, and then I'm probably never going to address this again. So the basics of it is this. Rob is now doing something I 100% encourage him to do, which is to really pursue developing Robservations. As somebody who left a full-time 6-figure paying job so I can go off on my own and build my own channel, there's nothing more rewarding. And I'm super thrilled and supportive of Rob doing that. So let me see if I can explain this one more time. So the first thing you have to understand is Rob has always been part-time with me. Always. For 5 years, Rob has been part-time with me because the only done is worked for me for about
I think he might
doing the John CAMPEA show. And every once in a while he would do like a companion video or an open spoiler discussion, and I would pay him extra to do those one-shot things as well. But for 5 years he worked part-time for me until last year. Now last year we decided, I was doing some expansion, and we decided we were going to try doing some things which would have Rob working more full-time with me. And so we kind of moved him to a structure that was not literally full-time, but it was structurally full-time.
Structurally full-time? He sounds like one of those abusive bosses who's just like, you want full-time? Okay, we're going to work you 80 hours, and we're going to say it's 36 hours so we don't give you insurance. But the good point is, that extra 40 hours is going to be off the books.
Or when they say if you want the job, you got to do the job before you get paid for it. And I'm like, wait, what illegal thing did you say out loud?
Yeah. So I want to address something that was said right here. Do you think CAMPEA will regret his decision? So here I'm gonna bring this about my favorite topic, Taylor Swift.
Oh boy.
Right. Okay. So Taylor Swift does this thing where she makes sure she is in the news cycle literally every other week. It's always something because she makes sure she's always on the tip of it. Why does she do this? Why does this drama or some crazy shit always have to happen? To make herself relevant. And so here's the thing with these YouTubers, these creators, not all of them understand that their fame and their popularity is going to dry up.
Yep.
You need to find a way to stay relevant
Yeah.
or you're gonna fade away. So he's gonna go to podcasts. I think he's gonna be hot on podcasts for a short time, but unless he keeps making himself relevant and an important part of the conversation, he will fade away. Just like every other. Remember, there were Vine stars who all vanished. There will be
Yeah.
YouTube stars who vanish.
Oh, remember that one dark skinned light Latina chick that everyone loved, the comedian, and now no one knows where the fuck she is. Hey
Yeah,
D, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, D. Thank you, Bex. Thank you so much.
Oh, is it? Oh, happy birthday, Steve. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
No, don't do it.
Happy birthday, Steven. Happy birthday, Steven. Happy birthday, dear Steven. Happy birthday to you.
That might have been just enough to avoid the copyright.
Emotional damage.
Oh, look at this. Happy birthday, Steve. We got all this love going all over the place.
Thank you,
Will he
thank you,
regret it? I think John Campea seems like a boring ass dude to me. I don't think he's going to keep himself relevant. I think he will fade away in podcastery. I think he's hot right now because he's new to podcasts. This is a new thing. People are like, let me check this out. Let me check this out. I don't think it's going to last forever.
So you don't think he has the talent and the retention, the ability to keep retention to his channel with his
It's
taste?
not talent. It's not talent. You have to actually be a conniver. This is what, in my opinion, what is the characteristic that Taylor Swift has that a lot of other pop stars don't have. You have to be a conniver. You need to find a way to sneak into people's mindsets.
Right.
One way or another. Like, for instance, Taylor Swift was literally in the news, actually in the tri-state area this weekend, right?
Right.
I talked about it on my radio show. She had they calculated about 100,000 throughout between the weekend of all her shows. 100,000 people showed up and camped out around the stadium looking for scalpers.
Wow.
And of course, there weren't, obviously these people aren't going to get in, but they did it anyway. Like crazy. There's some people who came from Florida, and I'm thinking, I'm like, isn't Taylor Swift going to play around you? Why do you have to drive up 7 states to? However, this was in the news.
Right. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I don't see him being able to pull this off.
So so we get to this great conversation. Are content creators actually celebrities, and do they have the stay power of traditional celebrities? No, not John Campea, right? Well, I think John Campea. Do I think he'll regret it? Yeah, at a certain point, I think he will regret the expansion he went for. But I think his show with advertising endorsements and things of that nature will sustain as long as he keeps his nut low, right? I think if he keeps it low, and what he should have done in the beginning was just have a podcast, man. Keep it simple, stupid. Just have a fucking podcast, bro.
Keep it simple.
Just have a podcast.
I will say though, people are bound to get bored with the podcast. People are bound to get bored with the whatever. I honestly think, actually, we were talking about Blondie. Matt Cat was talking about Blondie. I'm talking about Blondie. Our favorite blonde YouTuber.
Right.
I think she's on her way out. I think she's in decline right now.
100%. I agree with that. But I think she has enough of a fan base where people, you know what she is, man? She is on the same business model as a DJ Academics. I know. I'm about to make a stretch here. DJ Academics was one of the last people to get a bag during the COVID times for a podcast on Spotify. He got a bag. And he got a very nice bag, just like Joe Budden got a bag, and Joe Budden rejected the bag. And now, Joe Budden's doing his thing. He's the #1 hip hop podcast. But his format is essentially podcasting. He just uploads videos to YouTube. You can actually put a Joe Budden podcast on, and the experience is the same. You're just missing the visuals. I'm wondering if Campea is the type of content where you need the visuals. I don't think he is.
Have you seen him? I don't need this visual. I'm already sickened. I'm already about to spew my adult drink all over my own lap, having to look at his ugly mug.
I get you. I'm sorry to yawn, folks. I'm old. I'm sorry to yawn. Oh, let's play this shit.
There will be no friggin' yawning.
Right. So Rob was working with me full time. And so I paid him like a full-time salaried person in many ways. The problem was after a
wait, hold
year,
on. What is many ways?
In
That
many
sounds
ways,
so
me.
shady.
In every way except for the way that's most
The fact that it was full time. That is so insanely shady. He's bouncing around the topic. It's crazy. I bet he abuses his people. But actually, have you noticed if we're talking about people who want to stay relevant, even his explanation to the Rob thing so far is boring.
extremely, yes.
It's extremely boring.
we realized that all these other things we were going to do, all these afternoon shows and all these other things we had plans for, that no fault of Rob's, no fault of mine, just some things were never a good idea to begin with. Some things fell apart for different reasons. Some things we
Can I just interrupt? I don't think he's going to give us a sexy, smart, cool answer. The answer is this motherfucker's broke. This motherfucker's broke and he can't afford to have some wingman. That's what's happening.
Yeah. He overexpanded. He overextended himself. He ignored the fundamentals of business, which is your overhead cannot exceed your profit.
Right. You don't bring somebody on unless you know you can keep them on. Matt says, I agree, man. Says, I thought I was looking at a sloth for a second. Yeah, absolutely. I bet he has three toes as well. I will say this. This guy sucks. We need to move on to the next topic.
Let's do it
Which
now.
is
It's getting time.
Yeah, before this ends, we need to talk about the Little Mermaid under the sea.
Under the sea.
Oh, that was a good one. You're way better than me.
Nothing is better. Way down where it's wetter. Come and see me.
I see you've practiced this.
His song is very problematic. Sebastian is problematic.
Is he?
No, not at all. Shout out to the 13 people watching over on Rumble. Hey, Rumble people, there's 13 of you watching right now. Hit the like button, bro.
Yeah, please hit that like button. Let us know what's up, yo.
And subscribe to the Fat Mantis' channel.
Yeah, subscribe. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, people. We doing this.
So the Little Mermaid has finally hit theaters, right? And had a decent time at the box office under the projected numbers, right? But still made some money. I talked to a young lady who is not African American, by the way. I think I should quantify that. Really
It's a shame that nowadays we have to quantify some of these.
Yeah, you gotta qualify shit. Talk to a young lady, and she saw she went to go watch The Little Mermaid, and she said it was the best live action adaptation. Now, she also qualified it as she acknowledged that most of them have not been good, but she said this was the best, and she enjoyed herself. So, what have you heard, my brother?
So wait, first I want to talk to Matt. He says, "Would you prefer I listen on Rumble?" Actually, if you have a second account, go to Rumble. But the problem is Rumble. This is what really sucks. The Rumble chat doesn't go on our universal chat.
No, it doesn't.
So we won't be able to see your comments. So I prefer you to at least stay in YouTube or Twitch, so I can actually see your comments.
Yeah, so we can engage with you.
The Little Mermaid. What a floating pile of poo-poo, says Matt. I love that Jax put up some black mermaids. Yeah, that was really cool. I can't believe there's an emoji for that. RM says Halle Bailey was great. Her voice is amazing. Yes, RM saw it.
Okay.
So apparently it made like 95 million in America, which is good. That's a very good number. And then apparently on like internationally, they're hating on it.
Yeah, not doing so well internationally.
Yeah, Europe and like Asia's really hating on it. Europe's also low numbers. And so people were saying it might not get to 1 billion because the rest of the world won't play ball. And so that's an interesting take, right?
Yeah, not surprising that Asia's having some issues with a black Disney lead character. We've seen that with movies like Black Panther. So I've said so much in regards to this, man. And at this point, I'm really, really trying to be respectful of the fact that this means a lot to some people. But does it mean enough to a lot of people for it to be a success? And that's what counts the most, right? Is the movie going to be successful? Because if you want this to have staying power, I guess my argument falls apart because I love Fight Club and that wasn't a blockbuster. You and I both know that, right?
Right.
But does this movie have the type of impact where... Go ahead.
Well, I will say what is the difference? Obviously, the cost of the movie. Now, remember, Fight Club,
250 million.
yeah, but I'm saying Fight Club back in the day would not be, if we were adjusted by inflation, it wouldn't even come close to that. So it wasn't
Not at all.
it wasn't expected to be a blockbuster. A blockbuster is like they always release in the summers, right? And they're
Right.
expected to bring in the families and everyone, right?
Throughout
These
the
big
entire summer. Yeah.
these big massive blockbusters. And so definitely Mermaid, they spent a ton of money on Little Mermaid thinking it will bring in mad people. Meanwhile, Fight Club was like, not I wouldn't say small, but it's a mid-range film, right?
It's a great film. Cinematography is great.
So
The guy that made Panic Room, right?
Yeah.
A movie that sucked.
Yeah.
But okay, so hard to quantify this. Did anyone here in the chat, Bex, you've been campaigning for this movie for months. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, speak up, Bex. What's up? Matt said, did that young lady have a fight in her theater? Because I would have been more entertained by that than this movie. Damn.
Wow, Matt, did you see it? Did you see it? Let us know.
Halle Berry was mid in this movie, singing wise. Acting wise, she sucks. RM says 117.5 million for all 4 days of the weekend in the US.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I was the 95 was from Sunday's reports.
Right.
The acting overall in the movie is terrible.
Oof.
The movie does not have rewatchability. D says, I need to see this.
Okay.
Fight Club is awesome. Fight Club is awesome. You know what?
Amazing movie.
Instead of going to sleep, so I'll be like have energy for work tomorrow, I think I'm gonna watch Fight Club after this stream.
I'm most certainly gonna watch Fight Club for my birthday. Bex says yes. I watched it. What were your thoughts, Bex?
Yeah, please let us know.
Bex also watched. Bex is one of our correspondents and a partner here over at Fight Juice. She watched the Cleopatra as well.
Really?
Did you watch any of it?
I didn't watch any of it. I would love to hear what Bex has to say about it, though.
Bex said, I enjoyed it overall. I had some issues with it, but I loved it. Okay. Now, Bex has been waiting for this for quite some time. She is the key demographic that this movie is aiming for in regards to the component that they, put front and center, which is the representation. And this is the thing that's killing it in Asia, which does not surprise me. Does this level of representation represent everyone? And who is this movie made for? So if the representation is clear, go for it.
Oh my God.
What's wrong? You gonna throw up in your mouth?
No, I just went to go find the global number. So if the American number is 117 million, Little Mermaid has 164 million globally. It only made $50 million in all the other countries.
Yikes.
We're talking Europe, we're talking about China, we're talking about Japan. Like, that is ridiculously low. Like, yo, the opening weekend of Fast X, it did horribly in America. It got like, I think 67 million. However, it made $300 million worldwide.
Okay, so it's already in profit then.
Yeah.
50 million in the profit.
Fast X is still doing good. It's just other.
How is that movie doing? I do not understand this. I'm gonna say this, man. Fuck the Little Mermaid. Yo, you want to know something that's really fucking like bugging me the fuck out? Because I was falling asleep on that topic as well. So Jennifer Rodriguez, best known for her role in Girl Fight, recently. The only other movie I saw her in was Dungeons and Dragons, was on IG, not an IG original interview, but on a red carpet event saying, she was asked the question, and I came into it late in the context, which was, how many more Marvel movies can you make? What's left to make? And I'm like, bitch, you've been in 6 of the fucking Fast and Furious movies. This movie started off with street racers in LA.
No, but also do you realize that the crazy thing is that they brought her character back from the dead, where she literally was stabbed and died in the main character's arms, and somehow they had a cockamamie story on how she didn't really die. That is as soap opera and as idiotic.
Yeah, and did they not pull like a morning show fucking soap opera where she had amnesia and didn't know who she was?
Yeah, and she started working for the bad guys or whatever. Yes, that is as absurd. And she's trying to say comic movies have nowhere to go.
How the fuck who's greenlighting these things? But I guess they basically print paper, man. So in regards to the Little Mermaid, I have not seen it. This is not something my sons are begging me to see. Also, I just want to point out, completely sidebar, Quantum Mania is on Disney Plus, and I have not watched it again, which is rare for me because I have kids, so I have to watch these movies over and over again.
Once? You've seen it once?
Yeah, I saw it once. So I've seen it once.
I do not want to see the movie again.
I will not sit through that movie again. I will not, bro. I will not. Yeah.
RM says a little girl I saw in the bathroom on the way out said, I liked it, but I did not like the crab's eyes. And I think that was a great review.
Sebastian was weird to me.
Oh, hating on the Jamaican. Why? Because he's not really black?
What the fuck?
Right, this yeah, she's being like, he's not really black, he's Jamaican.
Little Mermaid is going to make bank on merchandise, so that does count for something. It will. We hope, right? We hope.
I just don't know how they're going to analyze anything anymore. Have you noticed that everything is not making money? The Flash is supposedly tracking to make shitty amounts of money.
Can I ask you a question, man?
Yeah.
We're going to go see this movie. We're going to go see The Flash, right? We're going to go see it together. It's going to be a bro date. We're going to make a man date of it. A cold chilling thought came over my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really started to analyze what's been said about the movie and who said it. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, Stephen King.
Stephen King. Yeah, Stephen King.
I know what you're thinking. You're like, why are only psychopaths coming? I'm not gonna pretend like it's gonna be great. I don't know if it's gonna be great. I'm just so curious. I have to know.
I need to know. I need to know.
I need to know.
Wait, can we before we land it, I do want to get into what I think is a huge announcement that happened over the weekend. The Fantastic Four cast has been announced. I hope this is real, but I'm gonna put an alleged after it. But it was on the MCU's official page. Have you confirmed if this is real or not?
Everyone's saying that it's real, but MCU has not hasn't said, yeah, this is real, but I believe it.
All right. Do you want to go through it? The new cast.
Yeah, so I think everybody already knows that it's Adam Driver, aka bad boy Kylo Ren with a heart of gold. And then we've got Margot Robbie, which is it's Harley Quinn is gonna play the Invisible Woman. And here's what I'm saying. I'm not being a hater, not objecting hard, but it's just is that weird?
Well, she's bringing a level of sexiness to Sue Storms that I've never saw.
Sue Storm is normally a frigid bitch, right? And so they have Paul Mescal as the Human Torch. Everyone's been talking about him. I do not even know who he is.
Don't know who that is either.
And then they have Daveed Diggs from Hamilton and Blackish.
Right.
He plays the weird uncle on Blackish as the Thing. I think he's the weirdest part of this.
Wait, is he on Blackish? He plays the weird uncle?
Yeah, he's the weird uncle. He's Rainbow's brother who comes and mooches off of them. He comes in season 3 or something.
Okay.
And he comes over just to eat their food and leave or whatever. And he's weirdo. But I'm just saying he's very Ben Grimm. He's not Ben Grimm, right?
So we didn't get a woman playing Ben Grimm, but we did get
Yo, YouTuber X said that a woman was gonna play Ben Grimm, and I kind of believed her. I was
so RM says it's not confirmed. It's not
confirmed. It's not confirmed.
Not confirmed yet, right? But
I mean, how would you? Let's ask this: how would you feel about a female Ben Grimm?
We went through this already, and I don't understand why that would need to happen. I don't understand what's the point of it, but so to answer your question, no, I don't fucking want it, right? I don't want a female playing Ben Grimm. All right, so no, it's not the MCU's page. It's just the Fantastic Four updates page.
Right.
And I don't know who this other guy is. Now, am I mad at the mulatto guy playing Ben Grimm? Yes. Is it going to stop me from going to see the movie? No. Have I always been the biggest fan of Fantastic Four? No. I became a
I
real
I,
fan of theirs
I
during
assumed you were a hater.
well, I enjoyed the Fantastic Four in certain arcs. I enjoyed them in the original Infinity War arc. I enjoyed them in obviously Hickman's run. I enjoyed Franklin and Richard joining the X-Men on Krakoa or whatever whichever fucking place it is, Krakoa and the other place. I like that they made Franklin Richard a mutant, and then now I dislike the fact that they made him not a mutant. I've enjoyed some
Wait, he's
arcs.
not a mutant anymore?
No, turns out he's not a mutant.
What is he?
So, because of his reality warping powers, get ready for Mantis to go ballistic. He wanted to be different so bad that he changed himself on basically a cellular level to have the X gene. But then when he lost his powers and he was kicked out of Krakoa, and when he got his powers back, or when he was trying to get his powers back, he got a visit from Professor X in the astral projection, and Professor X laid the bad news on him. He's like, "You can't come back. You're not a mutant." In fact, Cerebro and I have figured out that because of your reality warping powers, you changed yourself on the fundamental level to be a mutant.
Who wrote this?
I won't say.
It's your buddy Hickman, isn't it?
I don't think it was actually Hickman. I think it was one of his students.
Well, I'm gonna. Okay. Okay, we're not about getting mad at Fantastic Four right now. Yeah, the movie. Let's talk about the movie. So D says, I love Margot Robbie, but as the Invisible Woman, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, because remember, she's one of the world's greatest biologists. She is a scientific juggernaut, if you will. And so I've never seen Margot Robbie play, like, I hate to say it, this is going to be mean, an intelligent role. Right? So can she play a believable scientist? I don't know.
Well,
not the mulatto guy. Yeah, the mulatto guy. And you know what's another fucked up thing? The mulatto guy is going to end up having rocky skin and being in a costume. So once again, they are hiding the minority on the team. But
yeah,
it's better him than I would say. You know, they already tried Human Torch. That didn't work that well. Right?
As Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger, before he got to Wakanda.
Oh, did you hear that a white Brazilian guy is playing Sunspot in X-Men 97? The light-skinned black showrunner has been clapping back at people calling it whitewashing. Wait, the light-skinned black showrunner. Wait, you're saying a light-skinned Brazilian guy is playing the voice? Because it's a cartoon. The voice of do not care about that. I do not care about the race of people who play cartoons. You know, there was this drama over in what is it? Big Mouth, when they're like, some girl who wasn't Jewish was playing a Jewish girl was playing a black girl. And then she's like, and she finally was like, I need to quit. It's not right that I play a black girl. And I'm like, it's a voice. It's a fucking voice.
There's an ad campaign.
It's a voice.
I dare you right now. I dare you right now.
Did I mention it was voice? Did I mention it was voice?
I dare you right now to type into your Google search engine #bring back Apu. Apu from The Simpsons. There's a campaign to bring back Apu, who is obviously not voiced by a man of Indian descent, right?
Oh, it's a white dude. It's a white dude.
It was a white guy, man. He had a couple of shows on fucking Showtime. I don't fucking know, bro.
Well, then I'm not looking that up, but but I'm just saying, like, why they had to get rid of the character because the white guy was playing him?
Yes.
Is that insane? Is that insane?
Yo, I want to say it's insane. I really do. But I don't like using the term problematic, but Apu's early story arc was very problematic. They gave him substance later on in The Simpsons, and he became like a very
everyone had was one note back in the early days of The Simpsons because they didn't know how good it was going to get.
Yeah, they didn't know the gold mine. Like, obviously, the Bert and Ernie comparison to the black guy and the white guy, Lenny, and the other dude from the bar, we all knew they were gay. And then years later, they made him gay, and we accepted that because I was like, gay as hell. Like, why are these two dudes hanging out with each other all the time? All right.
So wait, hold on before we go. So I want to say this. So bring back up who is like, and so this is the problem that I'm having. And
Did you look
this
it up?
is this is really, yeah, I did. This is the evil white man scheme, right? So here's the thing: in order to be politically correct, right,
Right.
you can't depict minority groups. Like, for instance, like a Native American, they're like, you can't have a Native American in something, and because, like, the optics, and so therefore they won't get depicted, and so you can't have Native Americans anywhere. So basically they sidelined Apu because the actor's white, basically taking a minority off of a show and sidelining him so there's more white people, so Indians are not represented on The Simpsons. Is this insane?
Well, here's the problem. Everyone's terrified to go back to the Jungle Book. Beloved movie from Disney, right? But we all can admit the Jungle Book, Dumbo had some very problematic scenes. Those damn crows in Dumbo, when I was a kid, my stepfather would be foaming at the mouth every time I watched that movie. Like, and then with the fucking I want to walk like you, talk like you, the monkeys dancing in the fucking Jungle Book. He literally leaned over. He's like, this is about us, right? I was like, what? I'm like holding my little teddy bear. He's like, yeah, they're making fun of me and you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, those monkeys are all supposed to be black, Steven. So no one was.
I didn't catch it with the crows until I was an adult.
Really? My stepdad made sure I caught that shit at the age of 8. He's like, yeah, those crows, not right. So people are scared of going back to those days, is what it is. Now, in regards to the thing, Ben Grimm, I am not for the race bending, man. But if there's a situation when I'm okay with taking this RC Cola moment as I describe it, I'll take this. And does that make me a red pillar? No. But I would not be able to completely go enjoy this movie watching the fucking Fantastic Four with a woman being Benita Grimm, right? I'm not going to do that.
That would.
You almost threw up in your mouth.
Oh, I did. And I swallowed it down like a hero.
Whoa, pause.
Oh, God. That is a pause. I think I've had too much. I think it's time to end this show. Growing in a pro-black household ain't for the weak, says
No, it's not for the weak. My stepdad could ruin any moment, man. I'll never forget when this motherfucker canceled Christmas. It was a weird night, man. I'm sitting in the fucking living room of my apartment. Very nice apartment. Shout out to apartment 24. My mom's at work. It's just me and the psychopath. And he comes into the living room. No context, right? No lube or anything.
Yeah.
He's just like,
no lube.
So, hey, listen, son. I'm like, what's up, Dad? And he's like, yeah, listen, we're not going to be celebrating Christmas this year. Instead, we're going to celebrate Black History Month. And my eyes started filling up with tears. And he just walked away. And I told my mom, I was like, he canceled Christmas. And she cursed his ass out.
Why did he think he could do that?
Huh?
Why did he think he could do that?
Because he was watching some Louis Farrakhan VHSs, and now he was sharing this new truth, which is, that's what happens.
Oh man, that must have destroyed you. But I mean, did you get presents that year?
Yeah, I got presents. My mom fixed that shit right away.
Oh,
I was like, I had to pull in the power gradient.
That's a crazy thing to say to a kid too, who's already.
He came in, he put his hand on my shoulder. He's like, "So we're not celebrating Christmas."
You're like, what? He's like, don't worry about it, son. You'll thank me in the future.
Not even Kwanzaa. He was like, we're going to celebrate Black History Month. So in retrospect, I guess I should have, argued a better position. Like, so am I going to get gifts for the next 28 days or something? But no, I don't think that was his intent. I think he was going to buy me like.
That's even weird. He didn't say Kwanzaa. It wasn't Kwanzaa. It was Black History Month, which is in February.
I think he was just getting me a bunch of books. I'm pretty sure that's what was going to happen.
I mean, we could share horror stories about Christmas. One year I did get books. Yeah.
I'm sorry to laugh at your pain, but that's horrible. Sorry.
Oh Jesus, when will it end? Well, at least I got some good night's sleep. Oh wait, I have to work in the morning.
You poor bastard.
So
You poor
there
bastard.
is no rest for the wicked. This has been an amazing episode. We've explored it all. We've gotten into it. We've solved the whole Target thing.
Yeah.
Finally, at the end, before we end, Target and Bud Light. What do you think is going to happen to these companies? Do you think they'll burn away or what?
No, I don't think they'll burn away. I think they'll endure it, right? Because they have enough money to endure. The ad campaign will come out where they basically place the blame on some satanic intern who hired the satanic designer
It's
type
like, we
thing.
didn't know who this person was or what he
But
was doing.
here's the question: will they learn their lesson, right? So, and I want people to take real care in this and pay real close attention. Your dollars do speak for you. They may not affect the way policies are rolled out in the government, but in regards to retailers, it's always the bottom line, the dollar. And if the consumer bands together and says, I'm not supporting this because of this, then there's going to be some level of change, right? So, will they go out of business? No, Target's not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
My prediction, both Bud Light and Target are going to burn up in the flames of our passion to protect our children.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my balls out and put them on the eyeballs.
I'm gonna piss on a store team leader of Target at some point. I'm gonna piss on his ass.
No, don't even piss on him. Pull it out, put it in the pocket, and be like, "You don't move. Just let this happen."
It is time to end this episode. I do not know how we came to this place. Do you want to tell people where they could find you or any projects you got going on this week?
So tomorrow I will be interviewed by the marvelous Miss Marvel on her platform to be announced, and then obviously Wednesday night 10 p.m. gang pillow talk with the Pink Princess Bex. More heated debates and conversation with sexy undertones brought to you by the Princess Bex.
And that's going to be on Clubhouse. And
that's going to be on Clubhouse. And
what's the topic?
Huh?
What's the topic?
I believe the topic this week is going to be love triangles.
Okay. Now I have to pre-screen all the topics ever since that self-pleasure episode.
That was a great episode, man. People had fun. Coconut oil.
I'm good.
Coconut oil, olive oil. These are what the women want as lubricants.
I do not need to. Yeah. Okay.
No?
I'm good.
Did you end the Rumble live?
No, it should still be going. Let's go. What's up with that? Anyway, yeah, we're still going. Okay. So, guys, I can't promise Rogue Planet's going to be on because I don't know if I'm going to have the energy because working a day job is killing me. If somebody wants to send me to my Cash App $40,000 so I can survive the year, I would appreciate you, and so I can quit my job. But other than that, I have to do that, and I don't know if I can do it. But where you can find me is on Audilis. Shout out to Audilis. I am on the. It has a lot of stations on there. I think they have 20 stations at that point, but I'm on Hot 95, which is the pop/top 40 station every morning at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I do a morning show called Late to Work. It is a lot of fun. It is shenanigans. I would love to see that. Rebeck says, when is Men Supporting Men coming back? Trust me, I'm always ready to stream, and my partners are not always ready to stream. I will let you know when that happens, around Christmas, maybe. But yeah, you should check out my morning show. At least download it. Spread the word. Let's make this a thing. Other than that,
I'm giving serious thought to going to Audilis, man. I'm giving serious thought. Well, if I'm going to do this shit for free, why not do it for free? But I'm not doing 6 a.m.
I don't think they're going to make you do 6 a.m. But
here's the thing: I wanted to do Zenful Nights, aka Request Box Live, last night, and then it dawned on me: I'm past the point of streaming to an empty room. I can't do it. So
where are you streaming it from? Ask.
Well, I was gonna do Tin Can, but I forgot that you told me that there's a reason that they named Tin Can Tin Can. It literally sounds like you're in a tin.
The audio is horrible.
It's
It looks like Spoon in every way, but its audio is freaking horrible.
And then I was gonna do fucking Clubhouse, but I just couldn't get it up. First time that's ever happened to me. First time.
You couldn't get it up. Rebeck says amateurs. Tell me about it.
Not professionals. Not professionals. Maybe one night I'll just do a fucking Zenful night in the Discord. But I might even try it on AMP. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. Shit's in disarray. John Campea is only doing podcasts. He fired Rob, and he said he basically paid him like a full timer. Who knows? Who knows?
He said basically, more or less, sort of, kind of, maybe ish, paid him like kind of like a full timer. That was the craziest statement. That is a man who was cheating somebody and trying to get around the question. But don't let John Campea ruin your streaming life, right?
No, maybe we should start uploading these episodes back on Anchor. We have an Anchor channel, by the way, folks.
Yeah, I mean, they're all here on YouTube if you can download them and put them.
We have an official podcast. Let's get the fuck out of here, man.
Everyone have a great night. I'm exhausted, so until next time, ciao for now, bitches.
Peace.
Peace.
Tuck your coin purse and put it away.